Let's go. Getting ready, about to go live. You know we always have a good time, so count it down, make some noise. Chat is open. If you're here, let us know. Start the cheering. Let's have fun and start connecting. You worry soon you'll be forgetting, 'cause you are here with us now. We are all friends. Sit back and relax, we can begin. Ready or not, here we go. We're all here, so let's start the show. Let's support each other. We can do everything all together. Ready or not, here we go. We're all here, so let's start the show. This is the place to be, right here with you and me. Let's meet somebody. There's no
Hello and welcome everybody. So nice to see you all in here. IT There Network. Hi, Mommy Lala. Hi. Then we have Tim here. Hello. And Ellie. Hello. And Lala is typing like crazy. And then we have Fishstick USA. Grüezi. Exactly. And Roy has time to drop in. Hello, Mr. Tech. And Keith, hi. And Rich Vibes in the house. Hello, welcome. And I think I got everyone. Okay. Today, I want to talk with you about, is YouTube very, very easy or really, really hard? And I think it's kind of both, but tell me, are you struggling? Do you have success? What are you struggling with? What is the hard part for you? And I think YouTube is very easy because you just need a phone and an idea and you can go live or produce video really easy. There are no barriers. There is no one who tells you you can't do it. You don't have to go to a network and sell your idea to someone. You can just start. And the first hard part would exactly be that. Take that leap and start. But Ellie is saying it seems easy but hard to be consistent. Yeah, that's a very good point. And yeah, it's so easy to do, but it's also really hard. And one reason it is hard is because you have to be and do all the things. You have to be the manager, you have to be the creative, you have to be the graphic designer for the thumbnail, you have to be the technician who knows all the things, you have to be the marketer, and yeah, you have to develop a lot of skills more or less in the same time, and that can make it really, really hard. And Lala is saying, the hard part for me is the fact that YouTube constantly changes its algorithm. So constant tweaking is needed to grow. Do I feel the same way? I'm not so worried about the algorithm because my philosophy is as long as you create value and as long as you package that value in a form where people who may want to consume it will find it, you're pretty good. The only thing you really shouldn't do on YouTube is making content for many different things that are not related, and then YouTube doesn't know where to serve it. And hi, Anna! And Tim says consistency is the easy bit, the hard part is YouTube itself. Yeah, I see. So we have all different struggles. Yeah, and Anna, you're so glad you're here, but you just missed the intro and you're finally in there. I did update it, and so you found your way in there. And yeah, so the skill set that is needed, that can make it really hard, but you can start without those skills and develop them. So you practically have to, else you can't start at all. So I think a good way there is to just start and improve bit by bit. And then Rich is saying it's even harder when you stream on a different platform. Okay. And what is harder specifically, the discoverability or something else? Let me know. And Tech is saying I need to do some video on demand and I just can't get focus enough. The lives are the fun for me. Yeah. I think if you want to grow, it's probably much easier with video on demand or with shorts. And yeah. For me too, it is just harder to do. I think for many, they would maybe be much more afraid of live, but for me as well, it's just easier. Hi, Einar. What do you think? Is YouTube hard or easy? I think it's both. The skills, but then also for me, the hard part is something in the consistency, and for me also really hard is to find my direction. So I went back to all the live streams I did when I didn't have a guest, and most of them I talk about struggling, about where does the journey go, what do I even want to do, and that seems to be a really difficult thing for me. And Rich saying getting the audience to migrate to a different platform. Yeah, of course. And if I understand your situation right, Rich, it's because you're streaming music and you need to be on a specific platform where that is even allowed. And normally it is you can reach the people where they are. And it's really hard to get them to go somewhere else. And I can see that. And it would then probably easier to find people on your platform, but I don't know what the discoverability there is. I mean, YouTube has pretty good discoverability. They if you upload a video, they try to analyze where can it go, and they give practically each video a chance and show it to some people and try to figure out your audience. And other platforms maybe don't do such a good job about that. And Einar also think it's easy and it's hard. Tim is saying it's funny that you watch some absolute rubbish and it flies, and excellent content hardly gets any views. I mean, if one man's rubbish is the other one's most delicious meal, so the rubbish maybe gets view because there are people who enjoy the rubbish, and but Case is agreeing there. So I think it's really with YouTube is how do you package your content so that people who may be interested will find it. And then the second thing is for that specific thing you are doing, it has to be on a competitive level to other people doing the same. And then okay, well, I think so too, Tim. So as long as we enjoy doing what we're doing, it'll keep us going. And that's a really important point too, especially I thought about that today. And then for me, I thought, I do it mainly for fun and as a hobby. And then, and many of you are in the same boat. And then it really should be fun. And that is what keeps us going. And once it stops being fun, then okay, thank you so much, IT there. Each one of you is excellent. We'll try. I'm excellent in my own way. The discoverability is not as good as YouTube. That was what I thought. And okay, Tim, that's not working for your quiz channel. Okay, so I would say try to find what you can tweak, but it's really hard to figure out, especially once you have some traction and viewers. Then you get data, and with data we can analyze what works, but until there is an initial traction, it's really, really hard, of course, to figure out what should change. And Tech is saying, sadly, my rubbish isn't flying consistently yet. Okay. But that's something, especially with data, with shorts, I got more views, and more views gives me more data, and then I can analyze more. And Tech, you just have to keep doing it and tweaking it. Yeah, Lala. When any of my content doesn't do well in terms of analytics, I shrug it off, learn from it, and move on to the next one. Yeah, very, very, very good. I think shrug it off, good, but learning from it, also very good. And yeah, as I said, if you already get some data in, then you can try to learn with that data. And Tim is saying, I have so much fun with the quizzes and conversations about mental health. It's a great time. Yeah. And at the end of the day, that is what keeps you going. And howdy. Yeah, Don, if I'm not mistaken, published his very first shorts a short while ago. And yeah, so I'm not sure how that one is doing, but yeah, let us know. Yeah, and then for me, the hard part, yeah, is kind of in the consistency. Today was another day where I thought, yeah, what will I talk about, and should I even go live? And once I meet all of you here, then I know it was the right thing. Yes, shorts. And Anna was driving. Okay. Yes, you're in the intro video. And yeah, just go back at the end and then you can watch it. It's doing okay, not huge. Yeah, okay. But it was the first one, so you just have to do more and then... Yes. Exactly. And I think what really can make YouTube extremely hard is... if we are hard with ourselves and negative self-talk, and I recognized I have a lot of it, so then I did some shorts and they were doing well, but then I didn't have the energy and other things came up, and then I thought, okay, I should do more shorts, but then I got so critical. Oh, is that really good enough? Should I do that? And I don't know. And that's the wrong way for me to look at it, because the first ones that I did, I had fun with it and leaned into it and they had success, and so I just have to get back in the game, and especially with shorts where you don't have to put that much effort in, you can just experiment with different things and see what is having success. Tim is saying, I put a few shorts on walking the dog and got thousands of you. Yeah, so your dog is maybe the superstar. Now you have to train your dog to also do quizzes and you're good to go. Thank you, Anna, and I'm so happy you had the time to come in. And Anna's saying, I think it's a lot easier to do interviews than going live by ourselves. Exactly. And that's one reason I really force myself, if I didn't arrange an interview, to go live anyway, because especially if we think it's harder, then it is something we need to practice and just push through it. And I'm now, compared to earlier, I'm much more comfortable with it, and yeah, so just do it. And I think interviews, I really like doing them. I think they're delivering maybe a bit more value than me just blabbering on here, but that also may also be negative self-talk again. But if the interview is just the crutch so you don't have to be alone, then that is something that really needs to be trained. And that's my approach there. And Ellie is saying, Marcus, you have an innate ability to create community. Look forward to seeing. Oh, thank you so much, Ellie. And yeah, that's also a really big part of my motivation is the community. And so Okay, a week isn't complete. Okay, so now you're making me really, really go live all the time. Thank you, everyone. And Don is saying, Tim, teach your dog to edit and you will have millions of you. Exactly. Okay, the dog isn't as much of a superstar as the Artie the ship's cat. Okay. Hi, Mary! And Lala is also loving watching dog and cat videos. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, for me, negative self-talk and constant overthinking are really is where I am my own worst enemy, and that is something. Just push through it and do it, and practice is the only thing to really push us forward. And Anna, yes, dogs and cats are good hook to have on your stream. Yeah, so maybe I should buy a dog. No, I don't think so. And Anna, the problem is my dog has to be on the mood to go live. Okay, yeah. But sometimes we have to be on the mood too. And guess what? We're rapidly approaching Lida. Yeah, Lida, of course. I'll be there. You'll bet. Lida is the thing that started all this craziness for me. And so that is a given. Yeah, but you're right. April is approaching really, really fast. Yeah, so... Yeah, where did I want to go with all? I think there are just days where we think, oh, it's all so hard, and it's and we overthink, and I think it's also very important to have a conversation about that, because if we stay too long in that place, then I think that's also the place where the content creator burnout is trying to attack us. And so it's really important to think, okay, what is it that motivates me? Why am I doing that? What is my motivation? And find the fun we have in it, because if it feels like work, then it will get much harder. And if it feels like fun, yeah, of course, it's so much easier. And then getting viewers, that's, of course, it is important, because if no one watches, why would we do it? But do I need thousands and thousands of viewers, or do I prefer to have all of you here to talk with? Talking with you here live, that is an immediate value, and that is the community for me. And also there are a lot of other benefits of creating, and especially going live. For me, it is something that really helped me with confidence, with knowing I can just go and talk about things and presenting things, and with developing new skills and meeting new people. And there are so many benefits, and just having a big number on the view count is not really the most important thing about that. And then we try to catch up. Anna was just thinking about Lida. Yeah, we'll need Anna in there. Okay. And Hudson tends to be a troll while I'm live. Yeah, keep your trolls close. And Don is saying, I get upset about not knowing things like how to edit better, be more creative with the look of the text in the shorts I'm trying to do. Okay. Yeah, but with editing too, we have to start, and then at first we do the basics, and then once that is really flowing, then we can improve. And I think the really important with shorts is that that they are shorts, no pause at the start, no pause at the end, and ideally not even pauses between the different points you're making, and keep it really tight. And then the caption, I don't know what tool do you use to produce the shorts. So the captions app is really good with making fancy text. And then I want to do it one more time. 5th leader, yeah, you're ahead of me. But yeah, leader is really a fantastic thing to do. Fundamental, exactly, Anna. Learning something new every time. Yeah. Team quality rather than quantity. Yeah, I think we need a bit of both, but yeah, if it has not enough quality, then it will not work. Exactly, keep practicing. And that is Anna's motto, basic with a little extra. And by the way, are you still doing podcasts, Anna? I forgot to check, but I really loved listening to your podcasts. So, and Tim is just doing it on the phone and pop the captions in after. Yeah. Do you do it manually then, or do you use a software for it? Because manually can be painstaking process, I think. Okay. Done. I'm using Adobe Premiere. Okay. I think there I have no idea about that one because I don't use it, but I think they really have all you need to do captions. It's hard to take an hour interview and make it a minute clip. Yeah. But I think that is technically impossible. So the only thing you can do is take one point of the interview and make that a minute clip. And then I would say a minute still is somewhat long, maybe. You make it even shorter. But just, yeah, with everything, you have just to try what works. And Anna is asking, what do you use to make your shorts? Yeah, I use the Captions app, and that does it pretty easy, and it gives you a fancy text. But I know the Descript can do the fancy captions as well, and Premiere should also do it pretty good. Final Cut Pro, not so much. Tim says, my podcasts are rapidly approaching 20k with almost 300 episodes over 3 years. Wow, 3 years. Okay, yeah, that is crazy. But yeah, if you do it for 3 years with that consistency, and is your podcast totally different, or do you make your videos into a podcast at the same time? Well, yeah, that are great numbers. And I was thinking about maybe I could do a podcast out of the interviews I am doing, but yeah, all takes work and thinking about it, and so we will see. But the most important part for me, I think the thing I need to do right now is getting back into the shorts game, because I got some traction. I even got some traction on Instagram and on TikTok. They did well, and then I just stopped doing them. That is not good. So you can make me do more shorts. So, and Einar is saying I have problems with captions when I make videos in Danish. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I think AI will improve there more and more. So in a few months, it will probably be not really a problem. But if you don't have luck with Danish, just think how I would luck out if I would do them in Swiss German. Okay, and I'm still doing the podcast at least once a month. Okay, so the problem is I don't listen to podcasts regularly, and so usually I was listening when by accident I saw a notification from you on Facebook that you have an episode out. So, but yeah, I will have to go look back there, and so yeah. And I know YouTube is starting to promote the podcast. Of course, then it should be a video podcast, but they are gradually going into the podcast game, so that is something to keep an eye on. And Don, how come you stopped? Yeah, thank you for that question. So yeah, it just kind of happened. I don't know. It was carnival here, and there were other things to do. And as it goes with such things, once you lose the momentum, it can fizzle out, and then it needs a conscious. There's the word. Conscious effort to get back in. And when we're in the flow, it just goes. So I just have to get back in. And yes, go for it. Go for the shorts. Okay, Tim releases one podcast every Sunday. Okay, but they are not the same thing you're doing on YouTube. So are they just audio podcasts? Okay, yeah. So I need to go and do some shorts. Yes, Laura, separate button for podcasts. Yeah, absolutely. So if you're already doing video podcasts, then it's something you really need to look into how YouTube will support that. And yes, that's also the reason why I thought I can take my interviews and create the podcast with that, and then do the video version on YouTube as podcast, and also put it out as audio version. Yes. And tech, I'm still turning live streams into podcast weekly. Took a month off on the podcast to bank some. Yeah, that's a really good thing to do. Is to have some for one if you don't have constantly time to produce them each week. But another thing I learned is you can also put your podcast out in seasons, and you can define that yourself and say, okay, one season for me is 10 podcasts, and then I make a break for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then there will be the next 10 podcasts. And so it can get a bit more sustainable, and you also can use the break to figure out, will I do in the next batch, will I do the same thing, or will I pivot slightly? And I think that is a really nice approach. And Lara says, I have tons of live streams that can be turned into podcasts, but procrastinating. Yeah, but I think you really need to figure, if you want to do that, you really need to figure out the process to do that with not too much effort. So how can you do it? And because, yeah. And Anna's saying, yeah, smart tech troublemaker, repurpose content is key. Absolutely. And I think, yeah, some interviews, for example, into podcasts, really easy to do. I'm not the biggest fan. Many people say just repurpose everything into shorts and reels and TikToks. And I think you can do that, but if you really want to have great success there, then it's probably better to produce it dedicated to that format. And but of course, that's maybe also because I'm thinking and are doing slow pace talking here. So if you already have content where you are tuck, tuck, tuck on the point, then it's probably also easier to make a short of it. And Tim says, yeah, same. I record my podcast on either Ecamm or StreamYard, then put them on YouTube and Buzzsprout. Okay, and from the quizzes you also make podcasts, or okay, that's cool. Mind you, to put this much content out, you have to be retired. Okay, yeah, that's a nice point. So, yeah, but I don't want to wait till I'm retired. But yeah, maybe don't do so much right now. And Don is saying, I have an idea for us doing interviews. We have a section of our interview where you have questions that are easily answered in less than a minute. Yeah, and there you go. Yeah, I think a short cannot be there to capture the whole interview, but really to capture points that were made there. Absolutely. So I already talked for half an hour. So what's going on in your lives and what are plans you have? So I know I have to go and find Anna's podcast. And yeah, maybe I have to find Tech's podcast. No idea where to find that one, Roy. So, but yeah. Really, my message is, if you're struggling, if it's hard, just take a mental break and refocus and think of the fun. And at least for me, the most important thing is don't overthink. And especially for me, I'm not very big as a content creator right now, and sometimes I wish we were really, really big, but being not very big has also the advantage that there is much more experimentation is possible, and you can just try things out without having the fear of losing tens, thousands of subscribers, because if you don't have them, you can't lose them. And so... And Tim is asking, what setup do you have? As you have a Shure SM7B. Yeah, I have the Shure SM7B, and I have the Rodecaster Pro 2 and Sony CV1. Exactly. Yes. And Don says, I have in my last 3 interviews talked to my guest about music, so that could be a place for quick reactions or answers. Yeah, and just try it out, put it out there and see what works. And Ellie is laughing to something. I hope it was something funny I said. But I don't remember what I said 30 seconds ago, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. I think that's all I have for you today, but I'm so happy that I showed up and that you all showed up. And Ellie is saying I've got to get back on the wagon and be consistent. Yeah, back on the wagon is the first point. Consistent, you can work on that later, but the most important part is to just put something out. And Tim is saying, at the end of the day, it's all about enjoying what you're doing, and the day you stop enjoying it, stop doing it. Yeah, exactly. Especially for those of us who don't see it as a career or not right now. And yeah, Lala says it right. Take breaks, repurpose, don't overthink. Exactly. Yeah, so thank you so much, and I will be back here next week. What the heck will I talk about? Who knows? But I will be very happy to see you again here, and thank you so much for watching, and goodbye for now. Thanks.